Welcome to the Experimental Aircraft Channel. Today, we visit Fred in Tallahassee, Florida to talk about his RANS S-21 Outbound aircraft. Coming up right now. Come in. All right, so we're gonna talk about a RANS S-21 today, and give us a quick tour of your not so your home, but where your workspace is and where you are so far.
Good. Well, it's kind of a staging area. My wife has been kind enough to allow me to use this for a little while.
Yeah, I'd say you're one of the few accepting a wife to be able to build in the kitchen dining room area. That's awesome.
That's actually where I constructed the tail feathers.
Okay.
So she's been very, very supportive.
Awesome.
And the way the plans come is we have our diagrams, our drawings of the pieces, and they're all numbered, and then the number relates to the piece count, so that if you want to know what a number 2 is, you can look at number 2 and see that it's a bottom skin.
Okay.
And then you have the text, which tells you how to proceed to assemble it. So the plans have been, I found them to be very thorough and comprehensive.
And about how long have you been working on this project so far?
Well, I did the tail, and it took a couple of months to do the tail. I was, just doing it in a spare time. And then I waited for quite a period of time for the wing kit. RANS has got a tremendous back order of...
It's a popular kit, huh?
It is. And so I waited about a year for the wings. And so now the wings are here. And so I've been working for just about a month. Well, no, it hadn't been a month either. Yeah, it's been about a month. It came in right at Christmas.
That's a good Christmas present.
Right, and I didn't start until after Christmas, didn't unbox it until then, so it's been a month.
Okay, and this is the RANS S-21, and if I remember correctly, you're still deciding whether you're going to go tail wheel or tri-gear on this one?
It is, and I think you can do it either way, and in fact, even afterwards, you can convert it from one to the other, but I think that I'm gonna stay with the tail wheel, which is where I initially thought. I just need to pick up an endorsement somewhere.
Just to keep more of a classic look, or you're just wanting to learn tail wheel or do some stole bush flying with it, or?
No, I just want to learn tail wheel, and who knows where it'll take me one day, right? So let's go outside and take a look at the wing.
Yeah, let's see what you got going on.
I've got the top skin on. I'm ready to drill it to the spar. It's pretty neat the way they do the leading edge here, where it's all formed for you, and you drill match drill it for the leading edge there. The rest of it is all punched, pre-punched, and deburred. So the kit comes really complete and is easy to assemble. Everything has fit and worked just perfectly.
Yeah. Well, before we get too deep into the details, first I just want to point out to everybody, obviously we're on a back porch here, and Fred has chosen to build this out in his back porch instead of the garage, so it doesn't take over the garage, but also just has an incredible view out of his backyard and gets fresh air, and obviously a nice size porch. So this is a kind of a unique place to build an airplane, but as you can see, it's as big as a, well, I'd say 1.5 car garage, but a deep 1.5 car garage.
Yeah, it's I think it's 12 feet, and I don't remember the exact dimension, but it's about 40 feet that way.
Okay, so you just took delivery of the wing kit right around Christmas time?
It did. It came in the week before Christmas, and I just left it boxed up until after Christmas, and then unboxed it around the 1st of January. Okay,
so since Christmas, you've been able to assemble, this is the left wing?
It is.
So far, and it's really far along, it looks like, really far along.
So I got the ribs in, they're all riveted in. All of the back plates are in it that have to be done. So, you know, I'm ready to Calico and countersink the front for riveting, and then rivet the top skin.
So the construction of this is obviously all aluminum. Do they use the typical 6061 T6 or the 2024 aluminum?
No, it's 6061 T6.
It's a really popular
Right.
metal these days for building kits.
And
Okay.
I've chosen not to prime it. A lot of people are priming it, but I didn't really see the need to do a lot of priming.
Because of
Which
the
would add-
corrosion protection that 6061 has already.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, there's other ways that you can prevent corrosion aside from priming too. So anyway, that's just my decision on doing that.
Now, is this kit, there's a couple different types of match hold or whatnot. Is this what they call a final hole, or do you have to start with a smaller Calico and then drill out to the larger size, or is it ready to Calico out of the box, final hole size?
No, it's final hole size
Okay.
and deburred, but along the leading and trailing edge, there are a few places where you'll, like this, on the trailing edge here, that you'll need to match drill it, and
Okay.
final size it.
Some of the more critical areas where there might be some
Transfer.
fudge factor that you have to drill through.
Right.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but the rest of these holes, it comes this way. And you can see it's all pulled rivets. Really easy kit to assemble, which was a big factor in my choosing that kit. Was I wanted something complete and something well documented and something easy to build. This is my second go of this. The first time I ended up selling the kit because I really didn't like the construction, I shouldn't say the construction, the method of construction. It was a
And
plastic airplane.
What type of aircraft was that?
It was a plastic airplane, and it's a lot of resins and things that I just didn't like having around, and it was hard to come out and work 5 minutes on it to do something.
Yeah.
You had to mix it all up and then do micro balloons and just
Wait for the epoxy to set
wear
up
a
and whatnot.
mask, and I didn't like it. So I sold it off, and been looking for a kit for a long time, and decided it was time.
Okay.
And Rands has been great to deal with. Anytime I have the questions, I get immediate, I shouldn't say immediate, but almost immediate response back with answers and guidelines. So they've been great people to work with.
Okay. Now, it looks like most of this is all stamped ribs. You said it's pull rivet, so is the most spars, if they have solid AN rivets, are done from the factory. Is the spars already done for you too, or have you had to assemble the spars?
No, the spar is here, but it's already formed. There's no real assembly to it, except for some of the backing plates that you put on it.
There's some doublers or whatnot that go on the.
Doublers,
Okay.
and you just rivet those on, and they're done with pull rivets. So, you know, everything is pretty simple. I don't know if you have any solid rivets on this kit. I haven't come across any so far.
Okay, so typically, I've seen the construction is you have a main spar, which is usually towards the leading edge or the middle, and then the trailing edge spar, which is where your ailerons and flaperons connect. Is this
That's what
kind of
it
a
is.
different construction? I'm trying to see where
That's what it is. And there's a spar,
the main spar is right there at the D section of the rib.
right, and then there's a truss in the center here. I don't know that you can see it. But it goes from the front and the back, and then the strut
there's
will
a-
attach to it.
There's a weldment that they have there.
hmm
Okay.
So this is the truss that goes through, and then the strut attaches to
Okay.
this truss, and it goes from the leading edge.
Okay, so that's the main support, and you said where the wing strut attaches to.
It is,
Okay.
and then you have the two spars. So
So it's a little bit kind of a different construction style than typical,
it is, and
which makes it a little bit easier to build too.
right, and it makes it a little cleaner because you only have the one strut instead of two struts.
Okay.
So
A little less drag out there in the wind, which is why I've heard that these can cruise somewhere around 145 miles an hour, so on not very much horsepower.
It depends on the engine you're going to use, and this is rated to go from 100 horsepower Rotax to a 340 Titan at 180 horsepower. So there's quite a range.
That is a big range, yeah.
Of engines that are available.
Okay. And this, of course, you're adding lights to it, looks like.
I am.
You had to cut out the lights?
Cut out the lights.
Yeah.
And I'm putting them on the wing. Of course, I ran the wiring for that and for the pitot tube.
So one thing I wanted to point out that Fred and I were just talking about here, which to me is very, very unique, is the spar on this, on the Rand's aircraft, is an extrusion. And not just the flat parts. As you see, the D section, leading edge of the wing, which as you can see goes the whole leading edge, is an extrusion. So that makes it really, really simple to build. I mean, extremely simple. Look at this, the whole thing, and get that in focus. You can see right there. This whole thing is an extrusion. And the same thing with the back. The back spar here is kind of like a Z shaped. Let me change the, sorry for going from dark to light here on the porch. You see it's kind of like a Z molded extrusion here, the shape of it. So that is something I was not aware of. That is really unique to the Rand's aircraft. There is not a front forward rib and a trailing edge rib. It's just all one rib. And like Fred showed earlier, you know, the truss system that attaches for the wing struts. Does this have just flaperons, or does it have flaps and ailerons separate?
It has ailerons and flaps.
Ailerons and flaps, okay. So you've built, this is the left wing in approximately 30 days or less.
Right.
And literally just taking it out of the box and starting to Cleco it together.
That's true.
If you are finding value in this video, hit the like button, and it's really important that you subscribe, as it helps me get sponsors like Airworx, Aero Adventure, WingBug, and Griplock Ties. And right now, Griplock Ties has a promo for you to get free shipping. Just enter the code EXPERIMENTAL at checkout. Let's jump back in. So what I like to ask people, like, what did you consider several options before you landed on the Rands?
I looked at a number of different planes and have for a long time. And I looked at the Zenith as I got really close to making a decision. I looked at the RB-12 from Vans and flew in one, and looked at the Sling 2 and also flew in that, both of those down in DeLand at the air show there, and decided that I really like the high wing better, and the ease of access, getting in and out as I'm not getting any younger, and figured a high wing was the way to go for me.
Sure. As you mentioned before, the Rand's design here has a lot of engine options as horsepower, 100 horsepower all the way up to 180 or so. Which way are you leaning as far as horsepower, and which engine option are you considering?
Considering all of them. No, I haven't made a decision on the engine. You know, there's times when I think that the Rotax 100 horsepower would be nice. There's not an option right now, factory supported anyway, of doing the 912IS, which is a fuel injected engine.
What kind of timeline have you put on it as far as a goal of when you'd like to have it completed?
I figured it was going to be a 3-year project. That's what my wife Nancy asked, is how long is this going to take? I said, well, it's probably going to be about 3 years. And so I'm a year into it now. And of course, a big portion of that was waiting for the wing kit. But I think the rest of the kits are all on order now, and they'll probably be falling in line, which is the way I wanted to do it. I didn't really want to have to store and inventory a whole plane worth of parts all at one time. And then, you know, when you get towards another section, where did I put this? Where did I put that? So I like doing it this way.
Did you have most of the tools already on hand, or how many tools did you have to go out and buy specifically to start building your aircraft?
Really, there weren't a lot of tools that I bought. I did buy some rivet guns, air riveters, and I bought some drills and some, Clecos. I had some Clecos, but I bought more Clecos and Cleco pliers and some forming things and edge forming tools, fluting pliers. But there haven't been a lot of stuff. It's just...
So it's a fairly short list to get started.
It is. Pretty simple tools. Most of it just simple hand tools.
Yeah, you shared with me before I got here that you started a builder's log, and that was on the EAA's site.
That's correct.
Do you want to share with others if they want to follow along as you're building to see how this RANS goes together?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, what's the address again for that? We can look at it later.
Yeah, well, I don't have it off the top of my head, okay. But it's the EAA builder's log, and if you input the zip code here, which is 32312, it should come up as Fred's Outbound 21. S-21 Outbound. So.
Okay. All right, guys, thanks for following along here at Fred's build here in Tallahassee, Florida. If you want to continue to follow his build, I will post a link in the description below so you can go to his EAA builders page and follow along as he builds his RANS S-21. If it's your first time here, I invite you right now to subscribe, hit the like button on this video, and help me build this channel to reach more people, inform them about great things like Fred's airplane that you can build on your back porch. And again, this is just proof you can build anywhere if you've got the ambition and the drive to do this and a loving, supportive wife. You can build these things anywhere. I'll see you guys in the next video.